morning, Kenya. This is your daily roundup of what's making headlines across the country and beyond. We'll walk you through the biggest stories shaping conversations today. First up, outreach continues after the British government agreed to compensate more than 7,700 Kenyans and an environmental group affected by the 2021 Lol Diga Hills wildfire started by British soldiers during training. The compensation, set at £2.9 million, about Kenya shillings 630 million, may sound significant, but when broken down, some victims are walking away with as little as Kenya shillings 22,000 each. Critics say this is a far cry from the original Kenya shillings 94 billion claim, and many are calling for a full review of the Kenya-UK Defence Cooperation Agreement, which allows the British Army to train here. Community leaders argue that justice remains incomplete while survivors still face long-term health and environmental consequences.
Meanwhile, Kenya Airways has slipped back into the red, reporting a Kenya shillings 12.17 billion pre-tax loss in the first half of 2025. Passenger numbers dropped, aircraft were grounded, and revenue fell sharply from Kenya shillings 91.5 billion to Kenya shillings 74.5 billion compared to the same period last year. Management says the airline is still on course for recovery, promising a full fleet restoration by 2026. But for now, questions remain. Can the struggling national carrier return to profitability while balancing debt and government support?
Human rights activist Boniface Mwangi is officially entering the 2027 presidential race. Known for his outspoken fight against corruption and his leadership in youth-driven protests, Mwangi's announcement has energized younger voters who feel excluded from mainstream politics. But the road ahead won't be easy. He'll be up against heavyweights, including President William Ruto seeking re-election, Senator Okiya Omtata, and possibly even former Chief Justice David Maraga. Many are watching closely to see whether activism can translate into political power at the ballot box.
In Parliament, lawmakers have passed the Air Passenger Service Charge Amendment Bill 2025, which introduces a new levy on airline tickets. Officials say the move will strengthen aviation safety and boost tourism revenues, but some industry players warn it could make air travel more expensive for Kenyans already struggling with high living costs.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, Kenya Power has announced scheduled electricity interruptions in 7 counties as part of critical maintenance works. The outages are expected to last up to 8 hours in some areas, and customers are being urged to plan to minimize disruptions.
Finally, in central Kenya, Kikuyu elders are raising alarm over the growing crisis of illicit brews and drug abuse. They say the menace is destroying families, fueling crime, and threatening the well-being of young people in the region. Community leaders are now calling on government authorities to intensify crackdowns and provide more rehabilitation programs to save a generation at risk.
And that's your trending roundup for today. From wildfire compensation to political ambitions and everyday struggles, Kenya continues to face challenges that demand attention. Stay tuned, stay informed, and as always, share your thoughts with us online. Until next time, I'm your host, signing off.